755 Prescott Avenue in El Cajon. This is Ian with Build Brothers. Going to go ahead and do a quick solar and roof inspection. I'm over here at the electrical panel. And one of the first things we look at is this little arrow in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. It's really hard to make out with this paint, but the arrow is pointing to the right, and that means the home is using more electricity than what the solar is producing. It is roughly 10 a.m. and the system has direct sun, and so with the pool pump running, air conditioning running, the house is using more electricity than what the solar is producing, but the system is producing properly. It's 16 panels. I haven't figured out the wattage yet, but all 16 panels are on this one 20 amp string right here. And I'm assuming they are either M215 or M250 microinverters. So I'll try to get a better idea of that here in a second. I'll get this closed up before I'm done. Starting underneath the eaves, we're looking for intake ventilation. Those screened off vents right here, that's a really good sign that this roof and attic is breathing properly. That allows the cool air in, and then there needs to be exhaust ventilation up on the roof to allow it to come out. We do see some replaced fascia here and there on the house. That's a good sign that maintenance has been done, and the majority of the wood around the home looks pretty good. Most of the time, unless requested by a homeowner, we're going to replace a much bigger piece of the fascia instead of just the 2-foot end here. But that seam looks okay and could be redone when this home gets re-roofed. But I've been around the majority of the house. There are a couple spots just like that, but for the most part, the home is well maintained. If we look in the attic, it's already been called out by the home inspector, I realize that, but very common for the solar installs to cause some leaks, and we do have plenty of evidence of small leaks throughout the garage that is consistent with the location of the solar. We see it there, and even over there. So several of these rafters that have the solar attachments show evidence of leaking. Let's get up there on the roof. We have drip edge. That's this piece here. That's a good sign. We have an architectural asphalt shingle. Life expectancy somewhere around 25 to 30 years. Here on the north-facing slope, it's going to have less wear and tear than the south-facing slope just because of less direct sunshine throughout the year. Our courses look pretty straight. Our shingle stagger seems to be appropriate. Flashings are all in place, and for the most part, installed correctly. We don't like to see these exposed fasteners like that, but it does look like there's some caulking underneath there. Solar tubes are these cool little skylight things for the house. So we got really good intake vents all around the house, but then 2 whirlybirds as exhaust vents. The whirlybirds are still working, which is good. They start leaking when they stop spinning, like on that house there. That one's not spinning, so it's leaking. But we definitely want to dramatically improve the exhaust ventilation on this home. Intake is for inhaling, and exhaust is for exhaling. We come over here to the south side, and the wear and tear is dramatically worse, and immediately tells us that this roof is beyond its usable life. Tons of granule loss, tons of exposed fiberglass. The shingles are super thin, and you know, it was installed well enough to get all the usable life out of it, but it's now dead, needs to be replaced. There's an exposed nail still. We found that in a couple different places where, for whatever reason, the nails are backing out of the shingles, and those usually cause active leaks. They're small, might not notice them, but there, if we feel underneath here, that's another nail that's backing out, and sooner or later it's going to pop through that top shingle. That's how it grabs your attention right there. I'd like to know if the dish is still in use. Just based on general condition of this, I will have to recommend a full replacement. Removing the solar and reinstalling it is not a big deal. The solar does look professionally installed, and so I've looked as closely as I can at the flashings that were used for the solar install. They are what's called flash feet, and we like them. They're a great method for waterproofing. but something got screwed up here because there's definitely some minor active leaks all around the solar. Solar World is the brand of panel. If I had to guess, they're 280 watts per panel. Solar World is unfortunately out of business as far as I know, but they made a high quality mono silicon panel that does last a long time. Enphase, I'm guessing they're the Enphase M250 microinverters underneath each panel, and those will still be under warranty, and Enphase is still in business and will honor those warranties, assuming the monitoring is working. I haven't seen the monitoring system for this, but I'm guessing it's in the garage somewhere. So yeah, again, just general overview of this roof. It is ready to be replaced. What do we got under here? So under there we should have what's called the counter flashing. It looks like instead of doing a counter flashing, they finished the stucco with a weep screed, which is what you'd see down where the stucco meets like a sidewalk. So we'll improve that counter flashing there when this house gets re-roofed.